Good day, colleagues. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me now that I've completed my classroom observations. In each class, there were students who were not engaged. What did this look like, you may wonder? There was a lack of interaction with the class teacher and peers, a lack of motivation in responding to questions and participating in discussions. Some children were a distraction to others and were themselves very easily distracted. In checking the attendance register, there was also an alarming number of students with poor attendance. I am Tracy Little, the UDL specialist, here to assist you with improving the level of engagement in your class. This little workshop today has been designed to provide an understanding of the Universal Design for Learning engagement tenet, to identify guidance available to course developers with respect to how engagement affects design, development, and evaluation of the completed course environment, and to engage in discussion on implications of engagement in the design, development, and evaluation phases of course development. CAST defines UDL as a framework to improve teaching and learning for all based on scientific insights into how students learn. And to facilitate this process, three pathways or pillars were created: multiple means of engagement, multiple means of representation, and multiple means of action and expression, each of which targets a different neural network. We'll be looking at the engagement tenet, which follows the affective network of the brain. When planning your lessons, think about ways that you can motivate your students, how you can hone their interests in order to keep them on task consistently. Now, there are a range of definitions of engagement, but the most concise one for me was that it is not an action, it is an outcome. Therefore, something must be done in order to warrant engagement as the result. So how are you going to do this? When boosting levels of engagement, the idea is to keep your students motivated to learn. I want you to think about ACRA. It's an acronym for autonomy, competence, relatedness, and relevance. And consider how you are going to build these into your course and your lesson design. When you build ACRA into your lessons, students feel a sense of control over their learning. They feel efficient when they're completing their tasks. They feel connected to their environment and to their peers. And then they feel as though the tasks are meaningful and relatable to their lives and their experiences. This is an Inclusive Schools pilot project school. When you're doing your analysis, think of the background of your students. Conduct a needs assessment because you have a diverse group of students in your class, a combination of suspected and diagnosed students among the typically developing ones. When designing your course or your lessons, think of the type of media that you could integrate and design activities that are collaborative, interactive, and individualized to hone the students' interests. In this development stage, let's think about how all of these pieces are fitting together. Consider when the materials for each session will be developed. Is it going to be in keeping with the timeline for the IEPs? Is it going to be done after? Is it going to be done collectively at the start of every term? Are the resources, the materials, the technologies designed compatible with the objectives for each session? During the implementation stage, we want to be testing out the materials and the activities that we would have designed. So determine what worked, what didn't work, what needs to be redesigned, and be sure to include the children's voices as well. In Trinidad and Tobago, there is little opportunity to build this tenet effectively into designing lessons due to the overloaded curricula. While there is research on integrating the engagement tenet in courses, there is minimal to moderate research on UDL in primary schools. Hence, the time is prime to implement the pillars to create expert learners in our Caribbean region.